What's going on YouTube? Sir Lancelot here, and we are here today with another tower video. This week is the War Tower, so in this video I will be going over the teams to use for the first 6 nodes because node 7 and on is still locked. Don't worry, there will be a follow-up video for node 7 and on. And this video, once again, specifically is targeting the free-to-play, casual, light spenders who, might not have enough resources or honestly might not even have some of the new tunes unlocked. So all of these teams that I will be showcasing today are teams that, you should have been able to unlock by now if you're an endgame player. Obviously, if you're a newer player, you maybe don't have access to some of these teams. But honestly, content like this is more for endgame players regardless. So this is definitely for endgame players who just, don't have the resources to spend or don't want to spend on certain war teams. These are some cheap options for each node. So starting in node 1 for hero, honestly, you can really use any team here. You could use like an Odin carry here. Or you can use Lib. Now, I personally prefer Lib here. I honestly forgot that Lib was even a war team because I just haven't used Lib in so long. But Lib still do their job here. Like I said, you can use an Odin team. Node 1 and Node 3, you can honestly flip-flop. Like, you can use Lib into the Node 3 Absolute A-Force team, and you can use an Odin carry here. You can also use Secret Warriors here, or Secret Warriors in Node 3. Like, Nodes 1 and Node 3 are very interchangeable for what teams you use. But for the purposes of this video, I will showcase Lib here. So for Lib, I usually rewind Rachel Summers here because I just don't like Rachel with Joaquin. Then the Shaw will go and hit into you. And then I believe Emma goes next because he fills her speed bar with the special. Don't quote me on that. But then your Peggy goes next. And then I stun Azazel because Azazel is next to go. So I don't want him going and rewinding me with his ult. And then from here on out, you kind of just press buttons. Lib, do the rest. Yeah, this isn't that hard of a node. The hero nodes honestly aren't that hard. So yeah, we can just breeze on through this and move on over to the next node. So like I said, the first node and third node, those teams are interchangeable. You can very easily use Lib into AAF, Absolute A-Force, because they were made to counter Absolute A-Force. But yeah, I just decided to use Lib in node 1, so let's move on to node 2. Alright, coming on over to node 2, where we need to use Global Villain. Now, obviously, if you have Winter Guard built, you can use Winter Guard in cell 5, I believe. But if you don't have Winter Guard built, you would probably need to save Undying for node 5. So here, I'm going to give you all a very, very wacky but cheap team. So we're going to get rid of Winter Guard because we're assuming people don't have them built because they are not farmable yet. We're going to keep Lady Bullseye. We're going to rock with Shaw as a pre-taunt. We're going to bring in Ares. We're going to bring in OG Emma. And we're going to bring in Apocalypse. So now, with Apocalypse, you are going to need to save his ult for when the second wave drops in. Because when the second wave drops in, that's when the enemy Apocalypse drops in as well. And you're going to want to use your Falcon Punch on the enemy Apocalypse. So Hellcat's going to go first, and she's just going to special here. Then with Lady Bullseye, honestly, I think you could target here as well, or here. Anywhere where you have 4 people you're targeting with the ult is good. And as you can see, Lady Bullseye does massive damage. Straight up just kills Archangel, I believe that's his name. I haven't used that guy in forever. Then your Shaw will go next. And then here, you can rewind people again with this special. This kills off Agatha and Heartless. Then I go here, I special with Emma, and I slow them all. As you can see, the second wave drops in now. With Apocalypse, I'm going to use his ult. And I'm going to Falcon Punch into the enemy Apocalypse. And then here with Ares, I'm going to ult here so I can ability block this whole cluster. Mummy goes, doesn't do anything because he's ability blocked. Red Hulk goes, doesn't do anything because he's also ability blocked. Then Braun goes, he ults, does a bit of damage because he hurts now. Now it really doesn't matter where I go. I'm going to hit into Red Hulk here with Apocalypse Special. And then with Emma, I'm going to get rid of this immunity. Hopefully this kills Red Hulk. Not quite, because now he has the death proofs, which is sucky. Now we're going to hit once again into Red Hulk because everyone else is kind of controlled. Okay, Red Hulk is now dead. Then with Shaw, we are going to ult into Brawn. This probably kills him. Striker hit. Nope, not quite. He gets the death proofs, which is fine because now we can stun him. With Ares, now he is dead. Living Mummy still, as you can see, ability block, which is why I didn't worry about him at all. And after that, yeah, we just kind of roll through Living Mummy. So, as you can see, very, very, very weird team, but very, very cheap, and it gets the job done. So, let's move on over to Cell 3. Alright, coming on over to Cell 3, where, like I said, you have the Absolute 8 Force members, you have the Thunderbolt members, and you have some Astral members. So, you could do Secret Warriors here, because Secret Warriors also prevent Kahori's speed bar. Or you can just do an Odin carry. And honestly, you don't need any specific tunes to be with Odin. We're just going to bring our thickest tunes. So we're not going to bring in Brimstone because we're going to use Brimstone in Node 4. We're going to bring in Songbird, we're going to bring in Red Guardian, and we're going to bring in Yelena, right? Like, those are our 5 biggest hero tunes. I'm just trying to prove a point here. Like, you can use any, like, it doesn't need to be a specific team. You can just bring in thick tunes with your Odin, because your Odin will just swipe you to victory, right? And I brought in Songbird and Invisible Woman. They also are good because they go fast. Songbird goes at 132, Invisible Woman goes at 129. So as you can see here, Medusa goes, hits into people, which is totally fine because now my Songbird goes, and then I can ult here and flippy flip some stuff, which allows my Odin to assist, which means I can special with his turn. We're gonna ult here with Invisible Woman. Doesn't really matter where I ult. Okay, boom. And now Odin can special, get up the battlefield effect, and honestly, after this, it is just a cakewalk. Yeah, Shadow King goes, but doesn't really matter. There goes my Red Guardian. Who cares? Because honestly, at this point, we just have Odin carry. Now we're gonna hit into Emma X because I don't like Emma X. Emma X is now dead. Here comes the special, the ult from Ancient One. Boom. Okay. Oh, sorry. That wasn't Emma X I killed earlier. That was Medusa. Whoops. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There goes my Songbird. Okay. Odin is still pretty healthy. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, people. Okay. Odin still swipey. Now we're going to ult here. Kill some people. Okay, here comes Emma X. Here comes my swipe. Here comes Lady Bullseye. Here comes my swipe again. As you can see, there is not much here to show. Odin will just carry you to victory. Like I said, it can be any random 5 tunes, preferably your 5 biggest hero tunes, except for Brimstone, because we're going on to Node 4 now, and that's where we're going to use our Brimstone. Okay, coming on over to Node 4. Already did a spoiler alert. We're going to use our Brimstone here. Now, this next one, this +1, because Elsa, I believe, Elsa doesn't count as this trait before I make any... Oh, actually she does. So we can just use full Brimstone here. But as you may have noticed, before we load it in, there's a Dormammu here, right? So, because this is a war tower, Damon does clear revive once with his ult, so it doesn't really matter who you use as the +1. Keep Null. Do not use Null, because we're going to use Null in Node 6, right? So you could use, like, I don't know, Quasar here, right? Because you're not going to use Quasar anywhere else. You could also use Black Cat, for her to strip the revives, because she does count, she is skill. But as I said, because this is a war thing, like, you just have Damon ult. Yeah, you could use Quasar. So if you have Quasar's Awaken ult, he will prevent Odin from getting his battlefield effect. But even if you don't have him, you should have enough damage to kill Odin before he's able to special. So as you can see here, with Damon ult, he clears off the revive, right? So you didn't even need, there you go, right? All the revives are gone. Now with Hellcat, you can ult into Odin. Boom. People are just getting wasted. He will shake off this thingy. But as you can see, he's blinded and ability blocked, right? So it doesn't really matter. You can ult here. I do like to just get rid of him right away. Because he is a pain to deal with. There goes Apocalypse. And then now with my Daemon, I'm going to special here. Kill them all, basically. And yeah, that was very, very simple, right? Like, Odin never got to take a turn, so it didn't even matter if you had Quasar, Awaken, ult. Brimstone just carry this. I'm pretty sure full Brimstone would work as well. So let's move on to the next node. Alright, coming on over to Cell 5, non-mythic global, we do have a Mephisto here. So, this is why I had you guys save Undying here, because Zombie Scarlet Witch does stop Mephisto's speed. Now, obviously, as you can see, non-mythic global, you can use Winter Guard. But, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to assume that some of you either don't have them maxed out yet, or maybe just don't have the resources to get them built. So we're going to use Undying, right? And we're going to use Undying +1. Now, Hela does not count for non-mythic global, so we're going to use Sentry as our +1. I haven't really experimented with other tunes, but Sentry just provides a lot, right? Like, he's going to be constantly assisting, and that gives him speed bar. No one is stopping his speed bar on the enemy side. And like I said, Zombie Scarlet Witch is here to prevent Mephisto from gaining his speed. So, as you can see here, Zombie Kestrel goes next. You don't really need to have a big Zombie Kestrel because I know she's not farmable. As long as you're able to kill people, right? And honestly, you kind of want to target Mephisto. That was on me, because as soon as Mephisto is dead, you'll be able to revive. So hopefully that doesn't screw me. Because, yeah, it could be bad. But as you can see, silence is put out everywhere, right? So, even if Mephisto gets to go, he's not going to do anything. I'm actually not going to hit into him, because if I ability block Mephisto, he is going to basic pact, and then that's going to do damage to me anyways. Okay, so Mephisto goes. As you can see, I did not play this right, because you are actually supposed to kill Mephisto right away, which allows your tunes to, like, heal still. Not heal, revive. So don't play it like I did, but as you can see, this works just fine. Like I said, you do not need that big of a Zombie Kestrel for this to work. Zuggs does a lot of the heavy lifting. Sentry does a lot here as well. And then Zombie Scarlet Witch really is here to stop Mephisto from gaining all that speed. But yeah, so as you can see, this worked pretty darn well. So yeah, we can move on to the last and final node. Alright, and last but not least, we are finally at node 6. So obviously, if you have Shadow Conclave, you can use them here. You can also use full Omen if you did have the resources to take them up, because Silver Surfer Breaker you were able to unlock if you did his Scourge. You didn't even need to place that high to get his 7 yellow. Like, I think you just needed to get like 2.5 million points or something to get 7 yellow. Obviously, if you placed high and you got him at 6 red, 7 red, it's even better. But I do realize that resources are thin, and you may not have been able to build up the rest of the team. So, I'm going to assume you don't have enough resources to build up Omen. So we are actually going to use Null Shadow King Annihilators. And now you might need to reset this node a few times, because I do like it when your team wins the coin flip. But essentially, you're just going to want to special with Null turn 1 to summon Carnage, because then that starts giving you Gore, it starts giving your Null and your Gore speed bar, right? So Void Knight's going to turn first here, which is fine, because he's just going to hit into Glad. Now, my Gore did win the coin flip, which is great. We are going to ult here. Going to ult here. Boom. Beautiful. Okay. This also speeds up my SK, because I'm ulting, right? Then there Gore goes, actually does a lot of damage. That actually ended up dropping my Thanos, which is great, because now I am able to ability block enemy Null, right? So my Thanos is pretty thick too, right? My Thanos is 4 diamond gear tier 20, I believe. So now, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to summon Carnage, right? With Null Special. There goes the enemy Null, and that fed me Speed Bar. We're going to start just feeding Speed Bar to our team. There's more Speed Bar. Here comes Red Goblin. Boom. The second wave drops in, which is totally fine. We are actually going to stun Thanos here. Stun Thanos. Boom. Boom. Okay, that dropped him low, which is fine. I wanted that. Now we're going to special with Gladiator. Okay, drop Thanos into red. That fed me Speed Bar, which is great. Now I'm going to ult with Null. Get the darkness on everybody. That ends up killing the enemy Thanos. Okay, now we're going to special here. Drop some more people into red, which is beautiful. Now we're going to basic here. Almost drop people into red, but with this Shadow King ult, this will definitely drop people into red. Boom. Null assist kill. Oh, almost. Okay, not quite. But this probably feeds me enough Speed Bar again, where I'm just going to lap this guy. Beautiful. Yeah, as you can see, I'm already starting to lap him. As you can see, this is definitely a very, very doable node. And as you can see, my Thanos was pretty built, and just one Gore ult was able to drop him low enough. And honestly, I think that's what makes this easy, because once Thanos got dropped to below 50% health, he cleared Glad's taunt, which allowed my Shadow King to ability block the enemy Null. Now, if for whatever reason your Thanos is, like, not dropping below 50% health, that could be a problem. But hopefully, like, because like I said, my Thanos is pretty thick. He's 4 diamond, he's gear tier 20. I believe he's P ISO 5 as well. So, like, the only way you have a bigger Thanos is if you have a 5 diamond and a gear tier 21, right? But I think at that point, you might have Omen built, you might have Shadow Conclave built. But this is definitely a very, very cheap team to use. And so hopefully this guide helped you all get through at least the first 6 nodes. It remains to be seen if I'm able to use the same teams for nodes 7 through 12, because 7 through 12 is going to be harder. Not entirely sure, but stay tuned for that video. But until next time, this has been Lance. Take care, all.